Good evening and welcome to Sunset News this Monday evening. As always, we bring you news, community stories, economics, weather, and sports. I am Glenora Shipura and I'm joined by our in-house correspondent, Algeto Greg. Good evening, how are you?
Good evening, Glenora. Thank you. It's a privilege to be here.
It's always a pleasure to have you on the show. Now, getting into the news tonight, Namibia intends to buy diamonds again this month after the last purchases were made in September 2023. Namib Desert Diamonds Namibia is the government's diamond marketing and sales company. The main purpose of Namibia's existence is to discover diamond prices on the international market with a view to getting better prices for Namibia's diamonds. Unfortunately, diamond prices have been severely depressed in recent months by large inventories and a weakened demand for natural diamonds, in part due to the success of lab-grown diamonds encroaching on the engagement ring segment. According to the state-owned company's chief executive officer, Alisa Amupolo, Namibia will purchase diamonds for its upcoming sales cycle in January 2024. This represents the first acquisition since September 2023. Namibia is entitled to buy a 15% share of Namibia Diamond Trading Company, NDTC's diamonds, every month. Now, Algeto, can you tell me how significant is the diamond industry to the Namibian economy?
It's very, very significant. One of the pillars of our economy is mining, and when we're talking mining, especially regarding the return to government, it's led by diamond mining. And Namibia is in partnership with De Beers, which is a giant diamond company in the world. We've got a 50-50 partnership. Embodied in Namdeb Holdings. Namdeb Holdings is the holding company for Namdeb Corporation, as well as Deb Marine, which is our deep sea mining company, and NDTC, which markets those diamonds. And Namibia is wholly owned by the government, so we're on our own in that regard. And it's because of the nature of the diamond industry, where diamonds are bought by site holders, which are pre-selected. So it's not really an open market system. And you don't really know how much your diamond might fetch at the end of the day. So that's the purpose of Namibia, is to establish what our diamonds are really worth on the open market. And for that, they buy every month 15% of NDTC's total production, which comes from Namdeb and Deb Marine. And then they sell it to their own site holders and discover the price in that way. But since September, they haven't bought any diamonds because the international market has been so subdued because they haven't been able to sell any diamonds. So we found out now in the answers to our questions, which we got this morning, that they were able to sell that September consignment in December. And now this month they're going to buy again.
Now, I know that there are mentions, as we mentioned in the story, that lab-grown diamonds are, posing a factor and as a competition to, our diamonds, which
Yes.
are, naturally mined.
Yes.
Do you think this is something we need to worry about in the future?
I think it's becoming more and more of an issue worldwide. But I think that we can focus on our strengths. A Namibian diamond is unique for various reasons. If we can ensure that buyers know where the diamonds come from, know how they are mined, know that it's all done in an ethical way in terms of both the lowest worker is able to earn a working wage, a dignified wage, have a dignified life. Also the environment, we take care of the environment, we rehabilitate where we mine, and also be able to track that diamond right back to the source. Then the value is increased, especially if we're talking about engagement, marriage. It's something of value, something that lasts. It's a reason why you would rather pay a little bit extra for a Namibian diamond than to get a lab-grown diamond. So it's so important for us to maintain that entire value cycle.
So our selling quality is premium.
Yes, indeed. And our diamonds are beautiful, exceptionally so.
So I've heard.
Yes.
Getting into our next story, Sierra Leone's Transport Minister Dennis Sandi has lauded the Roads Authority, saying it is an example worth emulating. Senti made the comments following a benchmarking exercise to Namibia by members of Sierra Leone's transport sector. Namibia's successes in achieving the #1 spot on the African continent came down to the maintenance of an effective road transport management system, Senti said. According to him, the model the RA implemented would be copied and utilized in Sierra Leone. He said that to have a successful roads authority like the one in Namibia, it does not only depend on the people, it also depends on the technology. This is definitely great feedback. And the fact that, you know, we are a model to be emulated in other countries,
Yes.
I mean, this is amazing.
I think so. I think what is not mentioned in that specific story is that our system, it's actually split. We have road fund administration, which is what pays for the roads, or rather manages the money. And then roads authority, which does the actual work. So the work that roads authority does, it's paid for by road fund administration. And road fund administration is funded by road user charges, which means those of us who use the roads, who drive and are transported on our roads, we pay levies such as the fuel levy and various other levies. That money goes to road fund administration. It's in the hands of people who are judged and who are skilled at handling money, and they are careful to give only the money that's needed to roads authority, which is people who are skilled at building roads and maintaining roads. So we've split those two requirements, which allows us on a national level to have better control.
Oh, so there's better regulations in terms of how the money is spent and so forth. I think maybe more sectors should maybe have that system.
Yeah, because I mean, accountants don't make the best road builders.
Exactly.
And perhaps the road contractor is not the best one to
handle
do
the money.
Accounting. Yeah.
I totally agree. Now, moving on, the Keetmanshoop municipality last week announced a 13.8% budget increase of $296.8 million Namibian compared to $255 million during the 2022 to 2023 financial year. Last year, then acting Keetmanshoop CEO Lee Mwemba revealed that even though the town owes nothing to NamPower, its NamWater bill at the time stood at just over 32 million Namibian dollars. In November 2023, the municipality started suspending unpaid water and electricity accounts of businesses, government offices, and other government institutions, and has since recovered just close to 20 million Namibian dollars of the over 85 million Namibian dollars debt. According to Mwemba, they are the only municipality in the south that does not own NamPower anything. They have a very dedicated team that would rather pay their electricity than pay salaries. Mwemba revealed that Keetmanshoop residents owe a staggering 127 million Namibian dollars in unpaid municipal services. In total, the municipality had a cumulative outstanding amount of 212 million Namibian dollars. They have a total of 9,815 customers, excluding electricity. However, only 2,257, about 23% of these customers, are active payers. 77% of these customers do not make any payment at all from the active payers. They make at least 6 million Namibian dollars in revenue monthly. This is not enough as we get a water bill of 3.3 billion Namibian dollars, which we need to settle every month.
Yeah, it's quite a story. But you know, those kinds of problems are not unique to Keetmanshoop. We find them at most of our local authorities. And for Keetmans, I can also say that just last year in October, they bought 1,000 prepaid water meters to install, which I think can go a long way to alleviating the problem with the water bill. And I think that the fact that they don't owe anything for electricity is quite an achievement. So
I'm a little bit worried, though. They said that they are willing to sacrifice paying salaries
I think maybe the acting CEO was a bit enthusiastic in that
Yes,
statement.
because I feel like it's an unfair thing for
Yeah.
the workers and so forth.
Everybody needs to survive on
Everybody
their
needs to
salaries,
survive
especially
on
if they're
their
doing
salaries.
the work.
Yeah, especially if they're doing the work, and
Yes,
and
yes.
as he mentioned, it's a dedicated team,
Yes.
that has all hands on deck. Well, that's all the time that you have for us. Thank you so much, Augeto, for joining us and giving us your thoughts on these stories.
Thank you very much. It's been a privilege.
Now, after the break, in our Story of the Day segment, we look at a teacher with a passion for teaching children to read.
eTicket, your online ticket solution for events and event marketing, bringing you ease of mind and making sure that your event gets out there. For more information, contact events@nhom.com.na.
The next video has made the rounds on social media of a teacher, Melinda Haraduas, a grade 1 teacher at Fuarit Primary School in Oshwarongo, teaching her class to read. Let's take a look.
What is the golden rule when two vowels go forward? The first one does the talking, and then one is silent. And this one say, my name is A. Now how will you read the word? Come on, all of you. Big. Loud. Big. Okay. Now we go to another one again. We are going to another one again quickly. How will you sound this one? I. What is the name of this one? I. How will you sound it out? Okay. Now, is this one a vowel or a consonant? Quickly. Consonant. Bravo. Is this one vowel or consonant? Vowel. This one vowel or consonant? Quickly. Consonant. Now, it's a 3-letter word. Come on, let's start. Consonant. Vowel. Consonant. Now, if you see like this, we read what's the sound. Because there are only 3-letter words here, and the one in the middle is the vowel. Good. Clap hands for yourself. Okay. And if I add this one, how many vowels do you see there? 2. There are 2 vowels. What is the golden rule? When 2 vowels go forward, the first one does the talking, and the second one is silent. Now this one says, my name is I. Now how will you read this word? No? Okay. Now this one is a long vowel word. Why? There are 2 vowels. Now a short vowel word. Come on. This one. How did you read this one? Okay. Huh? Pin. Good. Why do you read pin? Because there are only 1 vowel in the word. Come on.
Now, I love teachers being passionate about the skill they have to transfer, especially in the early phase of their school career. Now, parents can also go to a TikTok page at _raise.a.reader for more tips to get children eager to read. After the break, we'll be getting into our economic news.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
Getting into our economic news, the number of people projected to be affected by food insecurity between October and March this year is estimated at 695,000, 26% of the population, costing the country $892.4 million Namibian through food relief. This is according to the State of the Climate in Namibia 2023 report by the Namibia Meteorological Services. It said that as the world is declaring 2023 as the warmest calendar year on planet Earth, Namibia's average temperature last year was a modest warming of 21.5 degrees Celsius, 0.3 above the 1991 to 2020 level. Let's take a look at our financial indicators. The Namibian dollar trades against the British pound at 24.22, against the euro at 20.81, against the US dollar at 19.11. 2 Namibian dollars and 65 cents gets you 1 Chinese yuan. On the commodities market, gold and copper went up while gold and copper went down, while platinum and Brent crude oil went up. Brent crude oil trading at 0.58%, going for $78 and 71 cents per barrel. After the break, we get into our international news. To stay with Sunset News.
We are all seeking connection to each other, to the world, to the spaces we exist in.
Poor sportsmanship right now from the lads.
You might be physically ready, your body is ready, but mentally.
He has another chance, and it is a goal from Vindo Kahana.
Wij zijn CVI is er aan neertrekken. Hij bal ligt mij grond gepakt. Ja, hij heeft grond gepakt. En dan zie
But just enough next.
Shh. Running that mountain up. Okay, so we will be doing this for the mountain climber. More advanced, slightly advanced.
So is jou trolley reg? Want
I love that. I love that. So then
kickstart our countdown at number 5 with this one.
Op Netwerk TV se Klets Kompas gesels ons nuus van 'n Maandag tot Donderdag. Ons kyk ook na die weer en meer. Stories wat jou raak en stories wat saak maak.
They've made a mistake in denying me bail, and they've made several other mistakes in many other cases.
The channels that teach us something new or reflect our expression. So it goes beyond switching to the right station. It's about choosing the experience that can adorn the present, dressing it with our tastes as we
Expand our preferences, because what we are actually connecting to is boundless, limitless human energy. And this is the spirit of NTV.
Sitting at her home in the Belgian town of Nivelles, acid attack survivor and campaigner Patricia Lefranc flicks through a sleek book of pictures of her shot by British fashion photographer Rankin. In one, she holds a photo of herself before the devastating 2009 attack by an ex. Others show her in different poses throughout the lookbook, a photo catalog typically used by fashion brands. Lefranc 59 features in a new campaign by Rankin and charity Acid Survivors Trust International, ASTI, launched on Monday, seeking to raise awareness about the devastating effects of acid violence and the geographical correlation between industry use of corrosives, namely in fashion and textiles, and the frequency of attacks. Lefranc's since jailed attacker, who she says harassed her after she split with him, had posed as a delivery man when he doused her with acid. I was crawling on my arms, I couldn't walk, and I saw that my arm was melting like an aspirin, and I said to myself, "You are dying here," she said. The mother of 3, whose face and body are laced with scars, spent 3 months in a coma after the attack and has undergone over 100 operations. Truly remarkable story of survival. After the break, we'll be getting into our weather.
Neo Paints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neo Paints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neo Paints, we always stay true to our country. We are as Namibian as you.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
Here in the capital, it's been a little bit too hot, so we are hoping for some rain. Let's get into the weather predictions. The interior can expect partly cloudy and hot to very hot with a few showers and thunder showers. In the coast, partly cloudy and warm to hot weather conditions are expected. And the wind is going to be light to moderate to northeasterly. And the tides at Walvis Bay are as follows. At 16 past 8 a.m., we can expect a low tide. And at 29 minutes past 2 p.m., we can expect a high tide. And at 38 minutes past 8 p.m., we can expect a low tide. And the sunrise in Windhoek is at 6:26 a.m. and sunset at 7:41 p.m. After the break, we get into our sports news with Brian Munango.
Hello and welcome to today's Sports Rep Show.
I am your host, Jesse Jackson Kauraifa. In replay, Namibia, who had won the toss for the first time on this tour.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, starting off with tennis news, both on the WTA for women's and
Well, good evening, viewers. On this evening Sunset News, brought to you by Sportsrep. Namibia fall flat as they take on Bafana Bafana in a big game where they lose 4-0. But head coach Colin Benjamin reassures Namibia that the dream is still alive in a post-match interview where he said this.
Early into the lead, that penalty, yes, VAR, it's modern soccer, but I think that was a bit unnecessary. It was not what has to happen, and obviously that killed the game. To receive a penalty like that in the 12th minute obviously killed it. And I think after that we never really recovered. Early into the lead, that penalty, yes, VAR, it's modern soccer, but I think that was a bit unnecessary. It was not what has to happen, and obviously that killed the game. To receive a penalty like that in the 12th minute obviously killed it. And I think after that we never really recovered. Our transitions were not so good. The second balls basically also we couldn't manage that, or we were always a foot or a step late into those second balls. So the transitions was basically the ones that also killed us after that. And I think it's definitely a learning lesson. I suppose it probably also came at the right time because we still have a game against Mali. There's a lot to play for, and yeah, the dream is still alive. You know, there isn't something that you can really say against it. If you look at the game after the penalty, we had 2-3 chances that Peter could make, or even Absalom Mbodi could make. But those are normal things. It happens, you know. I'm still thinking, looking at it positive in a sense that we did create chances. You know, after that penalty, there was 2-3 times that Dion went, created those chances from the left. And that is for me character, and that means the team is alive, and that you then have a scoreline like that. Obviously, it looks bad, but if you see the content and how the guys played, I think one can still there's hope, and the team is alive. It's not possible that the same guys that played 3 days ago they did a magnificent job. All of a sudden, they are bad. Definitely not. And I think it's just our job to get them again in the right frame of mind and take on the next assignment. Yeah. Of course, at this very moment, it is difficult. They are down, but the sun is gonna come.
We definitely wish the Brave Warriors the best of luck in the next match. And with that, we've come to the end of the broadcast. Thank you for joining us on this lovely Monday evening. From me, Glenn Rashipura. Until next time.